Josh. So you just out here lying for no reason. For no reason at all. Welcome to my channel. We're here. We break down reality TV shows with laughter and reenactments, all while giving it to you straight with no chaser. Because we don't just watch TV around here. We get into the things of the things. So sit back and relax. I hope you enjoyed the video. Hey y'all, it's Chloe and we're back with another video. Married at First Sight, season 19, episode 8. We got some things to get into, okay? We got some things to get into, but before we do, if this is your first time here, sit back, relax, watch the video through, and if you like what you see and you like what you hear, go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If you have watched any of my previous videos and you have yet to subscribe, I'ma just need you to go ahead and do that. Just go ahead and do that because you like it here. I want you here. And I'm trying to hit 15,000 subscribers. So I'm going to need you to go ahead and hit that subscribe button. If y'all one of my lovely members or subscribers, hey y'all, how y'all doing? I'm doing good. I'm doing well. And I need y'all to make sure that you are still subscribed because sometimes YouTube be unsubscribing people. Okay, so just go ahead and make sure you are still subscribed. Now that we got all that out the way, let's go ahead and get into this review. So we pick up where we left off with Derek and Meg. Remember, they just had this big argument, okay? Because she didn't like the fact that he had the conversation with his friend first instead of her, okay? So Derek went to Megan to apologize, right? He's like, look, I'm sorry I triggered you. So she's like, I'm sorry that I triggered you is different from then I'm sorry. I'm not playing with you, Megan. I'm not about to play with you today, okay? I'm gonna let you know that right now. I'm not about to play with you because what? So he's like, okay, I'm sorry in general. Girl, this is what I mean. Take the apology. Obviously, you were triggered. He's apologizing for triggering you. What do you mean? So now he's like, what were you most upset about? She says she's mad about the side comment that his friend made because apparently his friend said that she doesn't want children. She feels like that's a conversation he should be having with her. Now, don't get me wrong, okay? I totally believe that that's a conversation he should be having with her. But let's be for real. They were sitting down discussing the marriage as a whole and trying to help him figure out if this is something that he wants to continue with in the future. It wasn't solely just about Megan and her having kids. Like, come on. He even said to him, like, she froze her eggs, so I know she wants kids. He just wanted a way to break into the conversation because, like he said, he's scared to talk to you because every time he says something to you, you get defensive and then it turns into what just happened, a big mess. And then she said that she's upset with the way he handled it. And I'm sitting here like, if I'm not mistaken, you flipped out on him. How did he handle it? That man sat there and tried to talk to you over and over and you sat there huffing, puffing, throwing your head back and doing the most. What are you talking about? Anyway, she said that in that moment, she felt like she couldn't trust him. And she hates that because that's the one thing that she liked about him the most, the fact that she felt safe with him. I can't tell you felt safe with that man. I cannot tell that you felt safe with that man at all. The way you are so quick to jump down his throat anytime he brings up a concern or issue does not get me that you feel safe with him. So he's like, well, how can I make you feel safe? And she said by being vulnerable. Don't do it, Derek. Don't do it because we saw you try to have a vulnerable conversation about having kids in the future and we saw how that turned out. I don't know. Megan is really, really bothering me. And I know some of y'all said in my comments that, you know, she acts like her mother. And I had to remember her mother. Yeah, that's what it's giving. That's exactly what it's giving. The fruit don't fall too far from the tree, right? Right. But I will say that I hate that she did not apologize to him because I felt as though if he's apologizing for what he said and how things went, she could at least apologize for how she handled it as well. Because in my opinion, I don't feel like she handled that well at all. So if he's apologizing, you should be apologizing too. But hey, he didn't ask for apology, so I guess he didn't need it, and that's all that matters. So Rhonda and Pat are up early for their month anniversary and they're watching the space launches and things like that. And I'm just sitting here like, wow, look at Rhonda letting Pat talk. We finally get to learn something about Pat without Rhonda cutting in talking about something, but you're not trying to get to know me. You're not really listening because we know she does that a lot, okay? Nonetheless, their month anniversary is off to a good start, okay? Now, Josh is taking Jalyn in an airplane ride. I'm sorry, not an airplane ride. He's taking her skydiving. He said that he goes skydiving at least 2 to 3 times a year. And I'm like, wow, you live your life on the edge, don't you, buddy? Yeah, you do, okay? Now, she said that she feels like this is ridiculous because why would you do this? Now, he mentioned that she said that she wanted to go on one, and she's like, yeah, but that was like a joke. You know, like, I want to go skydiving. Not really, because, like, I didn't expect for it to actually happen. Well, here we are going skydiving. I will say that it looked fun. It looked liberating. Jalyn said that she enjoyed it, but she don't want to do it again, and I don't blame her, okay? I feel like skydiving is one of the things you do once in a lifetime and just to cross it off your bucket list, and then you go on with the rest of your life, okay? So for Josh and him going 2 to 3 times a year is crazy work to me. So Will's taking Brittnay to learn wrestling, and I was like, what kind of date is this? I don't want to go to the wrestling ring for my month anniversary, but apparently Brittnay loves wrestling, okay? She said that she's a big fan and she always wanted to learn. So this is right up her lane. And I love that he knew that about her because I didn't see that being a thing. She's super excited because she gets to meet Mark Henry, who is one of her favorite wrestlers, she said. And he's teaching them how to do like the chokeholds and the arm slams and all the types of stuff. And they look like they had so much fun, okay? I'm not mad at it at all. It's a lot of physical contact. I know after this you gonna go home and wrestle in the bed. So yeah, I love this for them. And okay, Mr. Henry giving out some marriage advice that nobody asked him for, but nonetheless he's telling them to give each other grace, okay? Be patient with each other. And I feel like that's what I've been screaming in all my reviews. Give each other grace. Be patient with each other. You literally just hit 1 month. You only known each other for 4 weeks. You only known each other for maybe 30 or 31 days. Give yourself some grace, okay? So I'm really feeling Brittnay and Will at this moment, but then it got a little weird. It just always got to get a little weird with Brittnay and Will, right? She's telling him how she feels, and she feels like they're headed in the right direction. She's looking forward to a future with him. She said for her, she doesn't have any doubts, okay? But she hopes that he doesn't have any either. And then Will goes, I don't think this is the best we've ever been. And I said, what does that have to do with the girl telling you that y'all are headed in the right direction? That she can see a future with y'all? What does that have to do with anything, Will? Explain. So she's like, well, with that response, I feel like I may not be your person. And I'm at the point where I'm just like, I don't know what's going on with Will and Brittnay. Because at some points they seem like they finally are breaking down this wall. And then one of them do something that just makes me feel like they're not going to work. It's not just Brittnay. It's not just Will. It's like they taking turns back and forth every time I feel like we going down a good path. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. But since she said that she feels like she's not his person, he said that that's not fair. So she's like, well, you don't feel things like I do. So he was like, so I don't feel things? She's like, no, you don't feel things like I do. Like you're not feeling what I'm feeling. She's looking for him to give her validation, and he's just not good at reassurance. What I have noticed about Will is very affectionate. Will shows emotions through touch. I noticed from all their arguments, whenever they get into it and she says something or they do something or he says something that she may have took wrong or whatever the case may be, he always goes over to her, he grabs her hand, he pulls her close, he holds her, he hugs her, he cuddles up with her. He's one of those people who don't speak a lot with emotion, but he shows emotion physically with her. That's what I'm starting to pick up when it comes to Will, okay? And although it may be good to hear him say the things, she also needs to sometimes pay attention to the actions, you know? Derek and Megan on their way to go see her parents, and Derek said he's excited to see her mom. And I said, the same mom we met, you excited to see her? Oh, you like him crazy. This why you like Megan. You like him crazy. Okay, even Megan was like, really? Yeah, because really? Anyway, they get to Megan's parents' house, and her mom said that she really likes his parents, okay? She said, I hope y'all work out because I got some plans, and hopefully we can get together soon. And she already been told us that she liked his parents, and they was going to have a relationship whether they was together or not. But I feel like that's the glue holding them together at this point, okay? So when they sit down to talk, Derek and Megan really speak highly of each other. For them to always be going at it like this, just hearing them talk about how they feel about each other and stuff like that was really nice to hear. Now, Derek is not letting up on this whole big family situation. He wants multiple kids. We know that about 2 or 3, right? And they are trying to remind this man that in this economy, kids are expensive. Okay, don't put a number on it quite yet. Okay, have one, and then maybe if you feel good about that one, have another one, and then maybe if you feel good about that one, have another one. You would know when the time is to stop. Okay, but don't go into this like, oh, I have to have 3 kids. And I told y'all that Derek is so held on this number 3 that's concerning for me, because God forbid she's not able to give him 3 kids. What does that mean, Derek? Does that mean that you're not going to want to be with her anymore? You're not going to love her the same anymore? Like, you know what I mean? I had my first child when I was 23, right? The second time I got pregnant, I had a miscarriage. And that was what, almost 8 years later. 8 years later. And I had a miscarriage. And then I had my son 2 years ago, okay? So I honestly feel like you never know what's your path when it comes to children. So I need him to just get this number out his head. Like, it would be nice if you can have the 3 and y'all can get to the 3, but just enjoy each other and let life happen the way life is supposed to happen. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Now, what I will say is I think Megan needs to let Derek know that she doesn't really want 3 kids. You can tell that lady don't want 3 kids. We already know that she's already concerned about pregnancy and giving birth, okay? And I think that's why she got so defensive when he was bringing up the conversation about whether or not she wanted kids, because she knows that he wants more kids than 1. And in her mind, she's like, I might can give you 1, but I don't know about 3. And instead of just saying, I don't want to have 3 kids, she got defensive. That was her back out. That was her way out, I should say. Now, I will say that Meg's mom is a little bit more delightful when her husband's around, okay? She was really nice to Derek. She seemed to be happy and in a good mood. So with all that being said, I feel like their visit was really, really good. Derek fit in with the family. They did have some really good conversations that I felt need to be had, but I also feel like Megan needs to be honest with Derek and let that man know, I don't want 3 kids. I just want Megan to be honest and make the choice that is best for her when it comes to how many kids she wants to have. Because I know it sounds good to say I want to give my husband his 3 kids, but God forbid something happens, y'all get divorced. God forbid something happens, he becomes a deadbeat and he don't want to be around no more. God forbid he passes away suddenly. You gonna be a mother of 3 that you have for your husband. You know what I mean? Always be prepared to take care of them kids on your own. That's all I got for you. That's all I got. So Chad went and brought Belinda some flowers because she's beautiful, but also because it's their month anniversary. Now, she tells him that she's been looking at destination weddings because apparently they've been talking about, I guess, getting remarried. So he's like, oh, so where do you want to go? What do you want to do? Man of action. Man of action. She was like, oh, no, I was just kidding. I was just kidding. But she was looking into changing her name. And when she realized how many things she had to do to change her name will remind me why I still have not changed my last name. Because it is so much work. Like, why do I have to change my social security card, my driver's license, my insurance, my job information? Everything, literally everything is like becoming a whole new person. The only document you do not have to change is your birth certificate. And then if you get divorced or something happens, you got to change all that stuff back. Crazy. But she wants to do it and he wants her to do it. And they're really excited about this whole thing. He told her that he's here to stay. He's not leaving. She's the perfect person for him. And he feels like he can be himself around her. And she said she feels like she could be herself around him as well. And then they start having a conversation about sleeping with the TV on and the phone on. And I feel like that's the real last conversation, okay? Because I hate the TV on loud. You could have it on, but I need the volume all the way low, okay? My husband will be on the phone. I'll be on my phone looking at TikToks, and the volume be on minimum. Like, barely, only I can hear it. He have his TikToks all the way up, and I'm just like, sir, can you turn that down? I can't hear. So, yes, very real conversation, and it just shows that they are getting comfortable, and they're learning the little things about each other. I like Chad and Belinda. I really, really do. But if I could be honest with you, sometimes I get a little concerned about Belinda. Like, is she being genuine? Is this real? Because sometimes she looks like she doesn't really like him or she doesn't really want to be there. But at the same time, she's also saying how, you know, she wants to change her last name and she wants to be with him. So she gives me mixed signals. I'm just go with that she really loves him. That's what I'm going to go with. Now, Jalyn and Josh are rewriting their vows, right? They're rewriting their vows. Now, Josh is having a hard time. A very, very hard time. He said it took him, 4 days to write his vows before. So he don't know if he can do this. He can't get the words onto the paper. And I'm like, well, then just say it. You don't have to necessarily write it. Just say how you feel then. I mean, compromise somewhere. But he said that he not saying nothing. He not writing nothing. He not reading nothing. And I'm just sitting here like, you doing a lot, Josh. Like, are you illiterate? What is wrong? Why are you acting like this? It doesn't take anything to write on the paper how much you love someone who you've been saying you love so much. You know what I mean? And just write, I love you. I love everything about you. You are better than the woman I thought I was going to get. Anything. He really sat there and act like he couldn't put any words onto the paper. I don't know, but that was very strange to me. And she's sitting here like, you're being dramatic. And he was like, yeah, and that's okay. And I'm like, no, that's not okay. I understand that you were put on the spot. I understand that you may not be the best at writing. Maybe you're embarrassed. But dribble some stuff and just speak from your heart. It wouldn't take nothing, absolutely nothing, to just speak from your heart. You have said so many nice things to Jalyn. You have expressed your love to Jalyn all the time, right? So why not just do it? I don't know. I felt like that was very weird. Very weird behavior. Jalyn is definitely feeling some type of way, okay? She said that this is a different side of him that she's never seen. So now she's getting in her head because she's like, is it because he's not feeling the same way he felt about me? Is that why he can't seem to find the words? And I'm like, that's what I would think, because why all of a sudden you have no words? You have nothing? Very much weird, okay? So now Derek and Megan are talking about their visit to her mom's house. And apparently Megan's mother just kept hitting Derek. And apparently she was hitting him hard, okay? When Derek and Megan actually have regular conversations, I can enjoy them, okay? They're not as boring as they were in the very beginning. And if they learn how to communicate without arguing and having big blow-ups, something could happen here. Something could happen here. That's all I'm going to say, okay? But here we are again talking about these kids. Megan is letting him know straight off the bat, my mom is not going to help, okay? My mom, she's not really big on helping with the kids. But my father, on the other hand, he'll help, okay? So once again, they start talking about how many kids they're gonna have, and she's still not being honest about how many kids she actually wants. But somewhere along the lines, they came to the agreement that they'll start with 1 or 2, and then they'll see how they feel about having a third one. I guess that's what they're going to do. But either way, they're going to start planning for a baby in June. And that's literally 6 months from now. But I feel like 6 months is not enough time for y'all to really know each other to raise a baby together. But then again, I did have a baby and get engaged all in 1 year and meet my husband. So what can I say? But what I can say, that it is definitely going to be a struggle when you're still learning someone and trying to raise someone all at the same time. Okay? I can vouch for that. Take my word for that. So now Brittnay and Will are going over their vows, reading them out loud to each other. And Brittnay asks Will, how did he think he would feel after 1 month of being married at first sight? He said, exactly how I feel. Will, I mean, damn. He said exactly how I feel. It's been 1 month, okay? We're still learning about each other, and they're no longer strangers. I mean, I guess it's honest, right? Because that's literally what I would expect, to be still learning about someone and them no longer being a stranger to me. Now, you could tell that Brittnay didn't like that too much. And I feel like Brittnay is starting to fall for Will, but she's trying to stay guarded because she's not sure where he stands. And I can't blame her for not being too sure where he stands, because he's very straightforward about a lot of things. And he says things that can come off as if he doesn't really care. Okay, just like saying, I feel exactly how I thought I would feel, instead of just saying, you know what, I thought I would feel like this. Like, you're not a stranger to me anymore. We're really starting to learn each other, get to know each other. I think it's his delivery. His delivery sometimes just seems so, exactly how I thought it would feel. You know what I mean? You know what I mean. But he did say that he know he's not in love with her, but he can see it getting to that point. And I feel like that's somewhere. We're getting somewhere. So now Josh decides that he's going to explain to Jalyn why he didn't read what he wrote. Because now there's a lot of tension between the two of them, okay? He felt like he was put on the spot, and he didn't have time to really put his feelings on paper. And he didn't just want to write some BS, so he shut down. You could have said it. I know they said write it, right? But I would have opted out to talk. I feel like that could have been an option. You know what I mean? So she tells him that she was just starting to wonder if he was questioning how he felt about her, because he at least would talk a lot. And that's what I'm saying. He could have said something, but he didn't. He didn't. And I guess he's not talking a lot right now. So he reassured her that he still loves her. He still cares for her. He's sorry for shutting down and making her feel uncomfortable. She accepted his apology. They good now. All's good in the hood. But something about Jalyn and Josh feels off. And I know I said they my favorite couple, but this is the thing. Jalyn and Josh have been my favorite couple, right? But it's something about Josh that I've been trying to pick up on. And I've been trying to pick up on it since they had that conversation with Dr. Pia. Something about the way he said he was just going to stop DMing the ex-girlfriend or whatever the case, for no reason at all. The way he just decided he no longer wanted a prenup after like her just saying, oh, I would never be a stay-at-home mom. It's like the way he just tries to like get ahead of everything makes me feel uncomfortable. Really, really makes me feel uncomfortable. We'll see though. So Derek and Megan go to a vineyard for this romantic dinner to celebrate their month anniversary, right? And Derek is opening up to her, right? He's telling her how he has strong feelings for her and he's looking forward to a future with her. And her response to him was just like, And I'm like, you're not going to say nothing, Megan? You're not going to say nothing? All she said was, this is awkward. And I'm like, the man just expressed how he see a future with you and things like that, and you said it's awkward, so he just grabs her hand because that's what calms her down. She needs that for her to feel reassured by him. They discussed that that's one thing that he can do to help calm her and make her feel safe. So I guess they are learning each other. But in her confessional, she's saying how she's feeling things that she's never felt before. So I guess it's just taking her a while to process them, okay? So when they sit down to watch their wedding on the big screen, she's sitting on his lap and she turns into him and she says, I love you. And I said, well, that's the way to speak up. Okay, we went from this is awkward to I love you. Okay, Megan, how did we get here? Now, I didn't think Megan and Derek would be saying I love you this soon, considering everything that they've been through. But I guess she loves him, okay? But the thing is, he did not say it back. And he said that he didn't say it back because he don't want to just say it to say it. So when they asked her about it in a confessional, she was like, I didn't say I love him. Did I say that? Did I say that? I don't remember saying that. Because, I mean, if he didn't say it back, then she's basically saying she don't remember saying that because he didn't say it back. I said, child, Megan, don't start acting up. I honestly thought that when he didn't say it back, she was going to catch a fit because that's how I'm wired now. We've seen it happen so many times when things don't go her way, or if he brings up something or says something that she doesn't like, she flips out. So I honestly was a little tense at that moment because you could see her face. You can see like she got a little upset and probably a little hurt as well because he didn't say it back. But I'm just glad that she didn't blow that moment up as well. So Pat and Rhonda are hosting the month anniversary dinner at Rhonda's house, okay? And let me tell you something. I want to move into Rhonda's house too, Pat. I want to move into there too, okay? It's a nice house, okay? They eating dinner by the pool and everything. Yeah, move me in. She done got a chef and everything. Yeah, Pat, I see what you're doing here. I see exactly what you're doing here. But nonetheless, as they all sit down, they start talking about how everyone has said they love each other so far. Of course, we know Jalyn and Josh have. Belinda and Chad have, of course, already. And then when we get to Will, he said he definitely hasn't said it yet. And Megan busts out laughing. And I'm like, you got some nerve to be bust out laughing when you said it and your man didn't say it back. Ha, ha, ha. Joke's on you. Okay? Okay. Now, he basically explained why he hasn't, though. He said that when he says it, he wants to mean it wholeheartedly, okay? He wants to be death to us part literally. He wants to feel it so deep down in his core that if she was to get cancer and lost all her hair, it was on her dying bed that he would know he loves her. I said, well, damn, Will. You know what I mean? When I said that Will says things and then it's like, the explanation is really much needed. Yeah, it's really much needed. Because for him just to say, I definitely haven't, it's like, damn, that's kind of messed up. But then when he explains things sometimes, it's like, I get it. Was that extreme? Maybe, but maybe that's what he needs to feel in order to feel like he loves her for real. I don't know. But nonetheless, Derek said that it normally takes him a long time to fall in love. But he definitely has strong feelings for her. Kind of like how Will has strong feelings for Brittnay. So Derek and Will at this point are basically on the same page with how strong their feelings are for their partners. Megan just sat there and said she feels the same. I feel the same. No, you don't. No, you don't. Tell everybody how you told that man you loved him and he didn't say it back. Don't do it. I get it. You don't want to embarrass yourself, girl. I totally get it. But I'm just still feeling the type of way because you ain't have to bust out laughing like that. Okay? Try to put my girl Brittnay on the spot. I ain't like that. Nonetheless, let's move on. So then Pat tries to take some of that tension out the room, and he lets everyone know, look, this is a process. And no matter what's going on, you guys are committed to each other. And your willingness to make this work and see it through is all that really matters. So he really tried to like de-escalate everything the best that he could. And him saying that they the more mature couple and people would assume that they got to figure it out. No, we didn't. We never assumed for 1 minute that y'all have figured out. You want to know why? Because you signed up for Married at First Sight. Okay? Okay. So Rhonda and Pat are at like this music festival, right? And Rhonda is having the time of her life. Okay, she is talking to people, enjoying herself dancing. She goes over to Pat and she says, oh, I just love the water. I just love music. Everything seemed to be going good, okay? All Pat said was like, I like music too, okay? Then she started badgering him, asking him multiple questions about how she loves music and what he thinks. I'm sitting here like, you doing too much. You're doing way too much, okay? Y'all went from having a good time to you badgering him. Now she's saying that she hates that he makes everything about him because he said he loves music and water too? My God. Rhonda, you are exhausting. God forbid someone actually tries to have a back and forth conversation with you that is not completely all about you. Just because you brought up a topic does not mean you need to be the center of the topic all the damn time. She is exhausting. My God. But Pat handled it well because I'm thinking he started to realize that this is a pattern with her. And if he tells her what she wants to hear, she'll shut up. I think that's what's happening. So now we see Jalyn and Josh coming into the house, okay, on the camera. And they're having a conversation, right? Josh said that he unfollowed the ex-girlfriend. Comes to find out that he did not unfollow the ex-girlfriend. So she's trying to figure out, why did you say that you was going to unfollow the ex-girlfriend when I didn't even ask you to unfollow the ex-girlfriend? Just for you not to unfollow the ex-girlfriend is unnecessary lying. So she's starting to wonder, if this is something you'll lie about now, will you lie about bigger things? Is this a red flag that I should be considering? I don't know. And from the conversation, it sounds like they were having a conversation about him getting married in them daggone DMs. See, I knew it was something about Josh. I just can't figure it out. I can't figure it out. And that's what I mean. Why would you volunteer to do something that no one asked you to do and then not do it? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. Anyway, y'all, that was Married at First Sight, episode 8. Josh, yeah, I'm starting to see you, sir. I'm starting to see you. And Rhonda is exhausting. Rhonda is exhausting. Oh my God. My God, my God, my God. Whew. Anyway, y'all get down in the comments. Let me know what y'all think about this episode and everything that happened, okay? Go ahead. Don't forget to like the video. Hype the video up. You get 3 hypes a week. Say one for me, okay? And go ahead and subscribe to the channel if you're not subscribed. And with all that being said, I'll talk to you guys later. Peace.